What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And boy, Jackson State's defense. Shout out to Ken Clark and the 1400 Tiger Club for doing their podcast. Make sure you subscribe to their podcast. They're very informative. They're connected with Jackson State to the T. If you're a fan of Jackson State or a hater of Jackson State and you want to know what's going on with that program, subscribe to 1400 Tiger Club on Spotify. Also, shout out to my boy, the CFL podcast. He's doing a great job, a great brother, man. And he loves this HBCU content. He loves doing, you can tell the energy is always great with him. And SWAC Buzz, one of my brothers from Jackson State. He went there. He's from Jackson, Mississippi. So you know there's love there. So subscribe to those brothers. Now back to Jackson State and their defense. Their defense is as good as I expected it to be. Now, I know shines are going to go in the comment section and dog the offense. The offense is good. The problem is the Jackson State defense is so athletic and fast. It's hard to move against that type of defensive versatility. Keontae Hampton and Aubrey Miller are SWAC All-Americans. What was the main problem in the spring? It wasn't them. The D-line wasn't physical enough. They weren't stopping the run. So Aubrey Miller and Keontae Hampton had to do all the dirty work. And don't forget, Dejon Nugget Warren. Teams didn't go at him. They went at everybody else. With this defense solidified with D1 talent, if you don't go at Dejon Nugget Warren and you go somewhere else, that's going to be zoned up. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to have Dejon Warren man-to-man the whole time. And they're going to force teams to throw at the other side on a zone-loaded coverage. Guess what's going to happen? A bunch of turnovers. And then after the opposing team turns over the ball, what are they going to do next? Common sense. They're going to test Dejon Warren, and that's not a good idea. He has good ball skills. Super athletic. In my opinion, the best DB in the FCS. Him and Marquise Bell from FAMU. Those are the two best DBs in my opinion from what I've seen. Now I know South Carolina State got some good DBs that I think they got a pro prospect as well. Shout out to them. Shout out to the MEAC. It's all love. But this defense, who was getting clowned on by SWAC content creators and all talking about the spring and how they were getting done up, and they didn't realize that the reinforcements are here. We try to tell you, man. We all try to tell you. I'm going to say this. If Jackson State loses 2 games, it won't be because of defense. The only way they lose some games in this conference, to be very honest with you all, is if they turn over the ball so many times where it doesn't matter how good the defense plays. So Shadir Sanders, freshman quarterback, very talented, has a lot of potential. Reminds me of Jacoby Brissett, and this has been scouted by 24/7 Sports. Look at his player profile. They broke it down to a T. That's if Shadir Sanders hits his potential. What Shadir has to do, he's doing it in practice because he's trying to test out some throws. It's just like, I'm going to give you an example. I'm a Cowboys fan, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott throws interceptions in practice, but limits them in games because he's trying to test out throws he hasn't done. So you can do that. A lot of quarterbacks do that. for Shadir Sanders, all he has to do is, they got so much receivers, man. Somebody's going to be open. Don't throw in double coverage. Doesn't have to do that, and establish the run game. That's all Jackson State's offense has to do. Now, you may say that's game management, but that's smart football. When you have a great defense, why would you throw it in double coverage all the time? When you have a defense that can shut things down, and you got a stable of backs who are extremely athletic. There's no need to force anything with this offense. There's people in the boots on the ground that's at Jackson State at their practices saying how fast those receivers are. Keith Corbin. I don't know if y'all, a lot of folks haven't talked about him enough. He was all conference at University of Houston. I know this because I'm from Houston. I'm living in Washington State now, but I'm from Houston. Keith Corbin, before he transferred to Jackson State, he was lighting it up in the American Conference. Malachi, the brother from Tennessee, he's killing it. Kadarius Davis, the 4-star freshman, he's killing it. They haven't announced the starters yet. That's how loaded receiver is. They haven't announced the starters for corner. We know that DeJohn Nugget Warren is there, but they're so loaded from cornerback to safety. Linebackers are solidified, in my opinion. You already know who it is. Keontae Hampton, Aubrey Miller, James Houston's going to be the pass rushing linebacker. D lineman, Anton Owens. Owens has saw significant action in the ACC with Georgia Tech. He's experienced. He's a veteran. If he didn't have that injury, I think his sophomore and junior year, he probably would have been drafted in the later rounds. Because I remember reading those draft boards. That's how talented he is. He had a knee injury, and that, derailed things. Now he's healthy, and he's causing havoc. And the brother from Auburn that transferred, he's causing havoc. This is how much depth Jackson State's defense has. So Keatron Evans, he may not even start. He's a 4-star, and he's doing well because the veteran transfers are excelling too. So what they're going to do is be able to rotate. They won't be tired. I'm saying this, but I'm telling you now, the Jackson State defense is pretty much 3 deep, especially in a D lineman position. Cornerback, oh yeah, cornerback, they can rotate with a lot of DBs. Linebacker, Barron Hobson, a true freshman who had offers from Big Ten schools all over the place. He's excelling. He's not starting because the 2 linebackers are All-Americans, and they're killing it in practice. So if you're a Jackson State fan, you should be happy. Don't pay attention to the hating, none of that shit. Your team could win it all if they do not turn over the ball that much. Take advantage what the defense gives them. Establish the running game. JSU got, 4 or 5 running backs who they could alternate. And they fit this offense. This is the run and shoot offense. That offense that was ran in the spring, that was not a run and shoot offense. I know what it looks like. Look at the Jordan Love Utah State team. That is a run and shoot offense. That's what Coach Phillips ran when he was a quarterback coach, associate offensive coordinator. It's going to be so fun, man. College football is almost here. JSU fans, y'all should be happy, man. For a decade, JSU has been a butt of a lot of jokes, and they had to take it. Now, all of a sudden, they got something good happening with the university. Facility upgrades, better field conditions, more enrollment in school, which accumulates to more money. And you know how it goes. When good things happen with you, when you have blessings, there's going to be hate. There's always going to be hate. But it's all good. They better hope, and I mean the SWAC fans, the opposing SWAC fans, they better hope Jackson State doesn't go undefeated. Because if Jackson State goes undefeated, a lot of great things will happen. Recruiting will be even better than this past year. They're going to be the talk of the town. Oh, this is so exciting, man. I'm excited. So, Jackson State, Coach Sanders, Deion Sanders, you've done everything else right. Now you have to do, Coach Prime, is make sure your players are prepared. And I don't want to say this because y'all just know how it is, man. Someone would take what I'm saying and say it the wrong way. But if JSU loses a game or two, people are going to go back on these social media boards and say that they have the talent, but they're out-coached. Or they'll say if Coach Maynard or anybody else, the Texas, Coach Rollins, not Texas, but Southern University, those coaches, they'll say if they had that talent, they would have been undefeated. I'm telling you now. So for Jackson State's sake, win at all costs. This ain't the toughest schedule around. I mean, even FAMU got UCF, not UCF, but USF. To be honest, FAMU has the toughest schedule overall. Jackson State, they play at FBS school, but ULM was trash. They didn't win not even one game. Jackson State should win that game. It all goes down to execution, being consistent, and not turning over the ball. But for the viewers who are listening, don't trip about a turnover or two that Shadur is having in a scrimmage. This defense is going to make a lot of quarterbacks turn over the ball. What I'm hearing is the secondary is so lethal that they're letting receivers think they're open. And when the quarterback throws it, that's either a made fumble or an interception. They're playing mind games with the offense. So FAMU, be safe with that ball, man. That's all I can say. But Miami, man, September 5th. Should be a fun game. I want to see an entertainment game. I want to see all the talent excel. Most importantly, I want to see a lot of SWAC athletes get drafted. Akil Glass, he's a quarterback that's not getting enough respect. He should get drafted. DeJohn Nugget Warren, the brother, the Lewis brother from Southern University, Jordan Lewis. He's a beast. He should get drafted. Thigpen from Arkansas Pine Bluff, and many others. Marquise Bell, DeJohn Warren, you name it. The SWAC has talent. The problem with the SWAC was in the trenches. There were so many SWAC teams in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, that had all the skilled players, but they just didn't have the offensive and defensive linemen. That makes a difference. And wouldn't it be something that if Jackson State goes undefeated, if they do, I'm not saying they are, but if they do, and they have 3 players drafted at least, that will cause a ripple effect for needed change. Not only leveling the playing field, but exceeding that. This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Peace and blessings and love to all.